Croeso Sianel Blaid Llwyd. Welcome back to Eaton's Reach. A couple of days later than I said it would be. Unfortunately, my allergies kind of blew up. But the pollen seems to be fading now, so I'm doing well. It's just got an update a couple of weeks or so ago. I'm just getting around to doing this now. And if you remember, Adrian, Oswald and Benjie were on a mission to get some intel about Eden Corp. It looks like they got it, but they still have to escape from the place. Let's see what happens. A few minutes go by with Ray and I trying our best to distance ourselves from the group of lions. I'm not sure if they have us figured out, but I'm not going to risk it at all. I pretend to be busy with the sound panels, and Ray does the same with the bar. A few lions pass by, but Diego lingers a bit and leans on one of the foundations of the stage. Ugh. Oh, this is so boring. Why'd even let them rope me into this job? I glance his way and our eyes meet a bit. I flinch a little and quickly look downwards as my muscles tense up a bit. You agree with me, right? Shit, he's talking to me again. I manage to give him a sheepish nod, to which the lion scoffs to himself. Guess you're too busy looking prim for those folks, eh? Well, guess there ain't no decent convo to be had here. Suddenly his form stiffens, quickly focusing on his hearing. He steps off the foundations and looks above. The chandeliers seem to be lightly swaying. He squints to protect his eyes from the dust particles falling off the metal poles on the ceiling. Suddenly the alarms start blaring and the crowd enters a confused panic, inching away before going on a full sprint towards the doors. I'm taken aback as well. The blaring reds of alarms I didn't know existed, putting me in a bit of a daze. A grip fastens itself on my arm and my gaze directly falls onto Ray. Come on, we gotta get out of here. He pulls on my arm to convince me to come with him, but his hold loosens when a familiar form appears before us, followed by a trail of yellow light. It was the Fennec. His outfit completely changed to something with a familiar emblem. The Omega sign. This Fennec's part of the Omega squad. Guard the perimeter. I'll evacuate the civilians. Diego nods before the Fennec disappears again with that same yellow trail. I look behind me, expecting Ray to be there, but he's nowhere to be found. Husky, get your ass off the floor and... Roland all of a sudden shouts from a distance. Diego, get to cover. Diego does a double take on Roland and me. Oh, stay low. I'll tell you when the coast is clear. Diego pounces from a nearby table and hoists it upwards as the storage room doors burst open, metal clanging on the marble flooring with smoke trailing as they fall. Two silhouettes emerge from the smoke as I lay low under the sound panel desk. I peek on the top of the panel for a moment, only to see Benjie donning his mask, and who I assume to be Oswald, who's done away with his tux into an entirely different outfit I haven't seen him in before. His red tattoo glows vibrantly against the red alarms. Its glow remains against the weakened power lines which cut off the alarm system. So much for classy exit. I look around me, glancing towards a crouched-down Diego, who's looking at me intensely. He mouths a few words at me before tightening his lean on the table. Stay hidden. He slowly peeks through the corner of the table, eyeing me again. He then readjusts his position to face me, looking intent to bolt towards me. I gulp and brace what I expect is going to be the most intense impact of my life. He takes a deep breath, and... he violently rushes towards me in the motion of reaching for me into the sound panels. I close my eyes tightly, hearing only his muffled footsteps quickly approaching. Then you hear a loud bang come from the opposite side. Did Oswald shoot that? I hesitate to open my eyes, unsure that I'll see a body in front of me. I open one eye and see a blurry figure hunched over. With my fear slowly being realised, I open my eyes fully. To my surprise, he's still breathing. There's another figure standing tall in front of Diego, a bullet trapped in between its fingers. It was the fennec fox, who began to twirl the empty bullet on his knuckles. You're welcome. Suddenly Roland peeks from the cover even further back. Diego! Before the older lion's presence sinks in for me, another loud bang comes from the other side, and the fennec reacts in no time, disappearing once more in a flash. Before I managed to even blink, the fennec was already holding the other bullet in his hand. He glares at Oswald and Benjie, just as the wolf unloads the empty casing from the chamber before quickly firing 2 consecutive shots. Both bullets are blocked in the same way as the previous 2. The fennec then drops all the bullets onto the floor. How barbaric. I look back to Oswald and Benjie. The 2 hastily move to find cover, then I inch towards them, making sure Diego doesn't see me doing so. That fennec's fast, unnaturally fast. A safe bet to assume that's our Omega squad pain in the ass. It doesn't matter. If he can be shot, he's another kill. Bullets aren't going to hit him easily, though. Not when he's focused. Go the long way round. Distract them. Make sure to watch my back, then. Benjie sighs before he peeks through the opposite corner of their cover. The fennec, in contrast, balances on top of one of the appended tables proudly. Well then, you 2 must be part of that group that's been causing trouble for us, Whatever it is you plan on doing. It ends here, all thanks to me, Vayu, the shooting star. Before Vayu could finish his flourish, Oswald shoots once again. This causes the Omega squad member to dodge sideways as that yellow trail envelops his form. His speed and agility. He's able to go from one point to the next in the blink of an eye. Is this what Alice meant when she said the Omega squad is filled with super soldiers? Arrogant little prick. Oswald lowers back to his cover, loosening his grip on his rifle. He tosses it up in the air. It dissipates into hard light before the lions manage to see it. I peek a bit to the side. That's when Oswald's head tilts in my direction. No fucking way. Oswald! Suddenly bullets start chipping off the corners of the table, thinning out Oswald's cover. He responds right away by sticking a device onto the underside of the table, coating it in a hard light shield. What do I do? Oswald taps his tattoo again. A new gun appears on his hand shortly after. Just try not to get in the way. And don't die! The wolf peeks again, observing the impromptu battlefield before them. 3 rows of lions, presumably caught by Roland and Diego, now littered the building. Oswald lowers once more, spinning his body to have his feet face the table. He then bends his knees, followed by a swift and forceful kick onto the table, pushing it forward in the direction of the lions. As the table flies, Oswald uses his free hand to push himself in the same direction. Here come in! Oswald's cover stops just a few inches from the first row of lions. Oswald's quick to act, though. He raises the hard light behind him to extend from the side of the table towards the ceiling. He repositions himself with haste, already ready to fire. 2 lions peek out from their cover in tandem with Oswald. With very little hesitation, Oswald shoots. His bullets pass through the hard light from his side, while simultaneously deflecting the bullets on the other. Both lions fall to the ground, their blood oozing onto the marble flooring. Holy fuck. I suddenly feel very weak as I see the lions' lifeless bodies on the floor. Oswald just killed 2 men right in front of me without a second thought. Part of me wants to avoid all this bloodshed, to crawl up a corner of the room, just ignore the bullets flying around. But at the same time, I didn't have any time to process the rest of my thoughts at all, as Oswald vaults over the cover of the first row, attaching a hard light emitter onto the other table. He twisted to face the other two rows while the hard light covers rise again. Oswald prepares to fire. However, a barrage of bullets flies from the third row, several lions standing up to fire at the wolf, including Diego and Roland. The hard light breaks from the barrage, forcing Oswald to duck for immediate cover. The lions continue to shoot. While they focus their fire on Oswald, two of the lions fall to the floor all of a sudden. Coming from the corner of everyone's vision, a shadowed figure jumps from cover to cover. Their cloak is the only thing that signifies anyone being in the cover by the other side of the room. Benjie! While the other lions have their focus on Benjie, one of them, from the second row, starts rushing towards Oswald with a hard light shield. The lion vaults over the table, cornering Oswald within his cover. The wolf tries to shoot, but he's swiftly blocked and disarmed. I instinctively almost screamed Oswald's name, but managed to stop. Just stand down. Oswald doesn't speak as the shield continues to push down onto him. All of a sudden he holds onto its rim with both hands. In one quick motion he gets the shield out of the way and headbutts his assailant, putting them into a daze. In another short moment he reaches the rifle, which is only an arm's reach away, but the gun instead gravitates towards Oswald, landing perfectly in his grip. With his other hand he takes the table behind him and lifts it with one hand before slamming it on the lion, incapacitating them. The lion's roar of pain is cut short by Oswald's bullet flying straight through his forehead. While he's preoccupied with his assailant, the other lions from the third row take a stand and attempt to take a few shots at their enemy. As they shoot, however, none of their bullets manage to travel far, as the golden trail weaves in between them and Oswald, seemingly catching the bullets mid-flight. Another set of lions arrive to shoot. Benjie emerges from his cover as well, and they try to trade a few bullets. The golden trail once again weaves in between the ensuing gunfire. When both sides were done, they both lowered back to their respective covers. I crawled closer to the central stage, giving me a bit of a visual on the lion's side. What in blazes are you doing? From the golden trail materializes the fennec, his hands full of bullets. He drops them, which results in the sounds of hollow metal falling to the floor. Opening fire is a huge hazard. I'm trying to minimize any threats and hazards to the people, whether it comes from the intruders or from you lions. Vayu tugs onto his scarf, taking a breath before dashing once more into his signature golden blur. In an instant he appears in the direction of Benjie's cover. In one swift motion he takes the raccoon and flings him with great speed into the open. The thief slams into the central stage, dazed. I know what games from you savages. Time to come out of hiding. Diego, now! On it! Noticing the raccoon exposed, he rushes out of cover at full speed. Without hesitation, Oswald reveals himself, intending to take a shot at Diego, but his vision is immediately obscured by Vayu appearing in front of him. Yeah, caught you. Though the fennec is smaller, it doesn't stop him from kicking Oswald clean in the face. Oswald stumbled to the right of the stage, somehow managing to keep a firm grip on his gun. Vayu is quick to react and disarms the wolf with another kick, forcing the wolf to loosen his hold, allowing Vayu to fling the gun away. With Oswald distracted, Vayu restrains the wolf with a hard-like blade. On the inside of the hall, Diego successfully catches Benjie off guard, not allowing the raccoon to stand his ground with his gun. Benjie attempts to push the lion off of him, but Diego is too strong. Both sides are in a deadlock of strength, and Benjie needs something to change the tide in his favour. Come on, Adrian, think. What could tip the scales? I frantically look around for someone to help. There's a metal pole next to me. No, I'll risk getting shot down. Maybe the curtains? They might be too far for me to take them unnoticed. What can I use here? Suddenly I notice something from the corner of my eye. Benjie's pistol. It's definitely within arm's reach. There's only one pistol. I need to decide who needs it more. God, even the odds. Oswald just needs an opening. I quickly reach the pistol, flinging it to Oswald's direction. The wolf quickly takes notice of the gun, taking the fennec by surprise as the hitman pulls him by his non-metallic arm. Oswald takes the pistol, aiming it directly on the Omega squad member's face, causing Veo to retreat backwards in a golden flash. Oswald reaches for his rifle, the gun floating into his hands as he immediately takes more shots towards his adversary, with Veo retreating to a far-off cover. Meanwhile, Diego and Benjie were still stuck in a deadlock. Diego tries his best to restrain the raccoon, but Benjie doesn't budge at all. Suddenly a bullet pierces through Benjie's shoulder, blood gushing through the hole. Roland shot Benjie to beat the deadlock. I had it under control. Diego lifts a now injured adversary before him, slamming the raccoon to the wall. You're welcome. Oswald hides behind the cover, our intercom's powering up on my earpiece. I'll cover you from the fennec. Go help Benjie. The wolf throws back the pistol my way. I quickly nod and crawl closer to Benjie's position, the thief now helplessly suspended in the air by Diego's grip. I quickly take some cover close to Benjie, the raccoon struggling to put up a fight. Roland and Diego quickly close in on their prey, their faces filled with now unbridled rage. It's quite intimidating to even stare at this whole situation, but at the same time I can't take my eyes off the raccoon while he's in danger. I quickly survey my surroundings once more, seeing if there's anything I can use to help Benjie. Of course I had his pistol. Maybe a few quick shots will do the trick. There's also the sound panel that got dropped when the tables were all upturned. Though the wires are all jumbled now, it's surprisingly still working. I'll need to set it up again, it'll take some time, but if I could replicate the feedback from earlier... As I continue to find anything useful that could help Benjie, the raccoon quickly screams in pain as the lines push him deeper into the marble walls. I had to make up my mind fast. Maybe just hollering their way will be enough? Alright, gotta move fast. I quickly straighten the sound panels as I fumble through the wires and settings. I try my best to remember what caused the feedback, at least as close as I can to it. Pressure keeps piling on as I hear Benjie struggling in the background, my gaze tunnel vision on making sure this gamble works. With one final twist of a knob, a high-pitched roar from the speakers rages through the hall, disorienting everybody in the building. I couldn't see if Benjie was able to escape, but at the very least that should keep the lions busy. I can even process moving when Veo quickly appears before me and tosses me out of the cover. In one swift motion, both my arms are locked in hard like restraints, my attempts to stand forcibly stopped by the fennec's surprisingly strong step. A third nuisance, it seems. Shame it has to be a husky, bunching up with a raccoon of all things. He's not. Silence. They'll join you soon. From the distance I hear the faint scream of a familiar voice. Adrian! I can see Benjie's feet, each step reverberating through the floor. He stands tall in the open field outside of any cover. I hear the lions trying to raise their weapons, ready to shoot. The fennec quickly stops them. I said no guns, you numbskulls! You can't get that in your... A firm step from Benjie interrupts the fennec. Fast fucker. Time to level the playing field. Benjie drags the soles of his shoes on the floor repeatedly. Valu's hold on me only tightens as his foot on my back puts more force on it. All right. Benjie kneels, striking a pose very similar to sprinters in an Olympic race. Soul drifters, activate. In an instant, a sudden burst of wind blows across us, the impact catching the fennec off guard. As the weight of his foot loosens on me, I feel someone lift me during the chaos. It was Benjie, who was already on the move the second Veo and the lions were able to recover. Hey! Hang tight, Adrian. Suddenly as the whirring below me, they got louder and louder, with both Benjie and I getting propelled forward in tandem with it. For that second, I drifted just a bit from the raccoon's back. My restraints dissolved with it. My reflexes pushed me to hold on to Benjie, while both of us went flying across the other end of the building. What's going on? Oh, fuck. Benji and I are moving so fast everything was a blur, and none of the pillars and walls stopped our momentum. He swerved with great precision, and even latched to any walls he could get his hands on, each motion coursing through my entire body. What is this? It's my shoes. They're like really high-grade roller skates. Now hold on, I'll distract them. Benji uses one of his skates to take a quick turn towards the lions, the raccoon unwaveringly tunnel-visioned onto a straight trajectory. From my peripherals, however, Vayu quickly shows himself, lunging to grab hold of me and Benji. Despite that, Benji presses on, causing the fennec to miss by a few inches. That Brainiac's inventions better work. From Benji's flowing cloak, the raccoon takes out 2 canisters. He gives him a quick shake before tossing them at Roland and Diego's feet. Both canisters explode in a cloud of smoke, spreading even after that. Holy crap, smoke bombs? Yeah, the cat's new tech. Left on my doorstep just for this whole fuckfest. Now put your mask on. I do as he says and activate my mask, causing it to materialise on my muzzle. Once that was done, Benji quickly turns around back in the direction of the smoke cloud. So we make a slingshot of ourselves into the fray. Vayu appears in front of us, clear annoyance and anger on his face. Alright, that's it. You idiots are going to know your fucking place. Vayu rushes us in a golden trail, but Benji doesn't falter. Instead he leans down as he flings me upwards, causing a gap to form between us. As Vayu meteorises the end of his trail, he misses again, caught in the gap between the two of us. In one quick motion, Benji flings another canister at the fennec and grabs me, leaving me little time to react as we enter the smoke cloud. Holy shit, how'd you do that? He's blinking around. It has a sign of his endpoint. Just had to figure out where it was. Now, let's leave him in blazes, Adrian. Right. We accelerate as Benji's shoulder pockets light up. The openings trail in smoke as well. Wherever we go, we left a trail of smoke behind us, the raccoon leaping into the air to avoid the tables as they come into view. For I know it, we are out of the cloud, Benji holding 2 canisters in each hand. Oswald, target practice. From our sides, Oswald peeks out of his cover, with Benji flinging 1 canister after another into the air. Oswald quickly takes shots at them. The bombs exploded mid-air. The clouds envelop the centre of the hall, with Benji turning around once more. He begins to circle a large smoke cloud, the smoke following the wind that blew past us. A few rounds slowly turn the cloud into a twister of smoke, further disorienting Vayu and the lions. When all's said and done, Benji stops spinning around, sliding just by Oswald's side. Come on, let's get out of the disoriented. Benji drops me down gently as you all make a run for the back entrance on the ground floor. We quickly reach without a hitch, which is a relief, given how the rest of the mission went. As Benji flings the door open, Corvus was there waiting for us in the alley. Corvus, open the doors! That was a fast-paced update. I hope you enjoyed that. So it's a little short, but I wanted to get it out to you. You can all see it. And of course, we'll be carrying on with Eden's Reach as the updates come out. And let's see what happens after this one. And I'm going to keep this quick. Coming up next on the channel, we have more Spectrum of Hybrids. And then during the next week, we're going to have a short look back at Moonfire Seeker Saga. Quick review there. And I'm not sure what comes after that. It's all on my schedule, but I can't quite remember what that one is. I'll let you know on the weekend. I hope you enjoyed Eden's Reach. And as always, at this point, I'd like to say thank you to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon, and my top patrons are Hyperdefined, Andy Peng, Aaron Fox, Bastian, Bieker, Brian Hall, Copus Visser, Dissonance, Exact, Grizz, Harvest Mouse Productions, Evan King, Kartek, Matt Kenya, Omar, Rafu, Spiderling, Smuto, Tiger Cup, Rama Amaterasu, Greylock, Lark Heskerton, and Gracious Yevon. So a special thanks to them, and thanks to you for watching. Hope you enjoy this. Until next time, bye for now.